The story begins with Monica, a young woman enjoying a party with her friends at a bar. At the bar, she meets the owner, and after a brief conversation, we see a close moment between them. The scene then shifts to a crime scene at the beach, where the police discover the body of a young woman. Detective Bliss arrives to investigate the case. No one knows the identity of the victim, but it turns out to be Monica, the same girl who was with the bar owner the previous night. Monica wasn't an ordinary girl. Her mother, Helena, is a well-known judge in the city. Forensic expert Dub Ella identifies the body as Monica's upon examination. The condition of her body makes it clear that this is the work of a psychopath. Later, we see Helena confirming her daughter's identity at the morgue. During the investigation, the police learn about a psychopath named Jacob Yak, who was recently released from prison. He had been convicted of a murder many years ago. Without wasting any time, Detective Bliss sets out to arrest Jacob. When Bliss reaches Jacob's house, Jacob reveals something shocking. He claims, "I loved her. I know nothing about the murder you're talking about. During the time of that murder, I was with my mother. But the police framed me and made me the killer. But this time I won't let you do this to me again." While Bliss is talking to Jacob, another officer reports finding a blood-stained t-shirt in Jacob's house. On hearing this, Jacob becomes furious and tries to escape, but Bliss and the police manage to capture him. The blood on the t-shirt matches Monica's, which leads to Jacob being accused again. However, Jacob keeps insisting that he's being framed. He shouts, "This time I won't let you do this to me." Shortly after, Jacob jumps out of Bliss's office window, taking his own life. Bliss begins to believe that Jacob might have been telling the truth. He suspects Jacob wasn't Monica's killer, meaning the real murderer is still out there. But Ambrose, another officer, tells Bliss, "You're overthinking. We found evidence at Jacob's house. Maybe he was afraid of going back to prison, so he killed himself." Despite this, Bliss refuses to accept Jacob as the killer. He starts reinvestigating the case from scratch. At one point, Bliss meets a professor and asks, "Can a psychopath commit suicide?" The professor responds, "It's very rare. Psychopaths who enjoy killing others don't usually end their own lives." This proves that Jacob Yak might not be the killer. Detective Bliss then visits the home of Janet, the first victim, to investigate further. Meanwhile, Helena, grieving over her daughter Monica's death, tries to take her own life, but her husband Roman saves her. Bliss visits Helena to gather more information and asks her about a place called Shipyard Club. Helena reveals that Monica used to work there, which makes Roman visibly uncomfortable. Noticing this, Helena grows suspicious of her husband. Helena asks Bliss, "Monica always wore her grandmother's ruby ring. Can you tell me if it was with her?" Bliss assures her he will look into it. Although the ring doesn't seem significant at first, it later becomes a key turning point in the story. Roman's discomfort during this conversation doesn't escape Helena's notice. She starts to follow him and discovers his connection to a gangster named Khazar, the owner of the Shipyard Club. Meanwhile, Bliss finds a photo of Khazar at Janet's house. In the picture, Khazar is seen with another woman who turns out to be another murder victim. Bliss learns that her post-mortem was also conducted by Dub Ella. He asks Ella, "Were there any similarities between these three murders?" Ella replies, "Yes, all three women died due to anal penetration. Most importantly, all of them were connected to the Shipyard Club." Bliss questions Ella, "Why didn't you tell me this earlier?" Ella explains, "That girl was a sex worker, and her death might not have seemed important to anyone." A flashback reveals Monica meeting Khazar for the first time at the Shipyard Club. Khazar, a notorious gangster, owns the club, which is actually a hub for drug dealers. Monica and her boyfriend were drug suppliers for the club. It was during one of these visits that Khazar noticed Monica and started liking her. However, Monica's boyfriend pressured her to build a relationship with Khazar. Despite her modern lifestyle, Monica wasn't someone who would be intimate with a person just because they liked her. For her, closeness came only through love or attraction. Moreover, Khazar was as old as her father, making the idea even more intolerable for her. Unable to accept Khazar's advances, Monica refused. But Khazar didn't take no for an answer. He sexually assaulted her. Later, Monica tried to file a police complaint against him, but unfortunately, the officer she confided in was also working for Khazar. Before Monica could understand what was happening, the officer informed Khazar about her complaint. Khazar assaulted her again to teach her a lesson. Back in the present, we see Bliss and his superior MJ pressures Bliss to close the case, which suggests that MJ might also be protecting Khazar. However, Bliss continues his investigation independently. Bliss strongly believes that there is still a serial killer out there targeting women. As his investigation progresses, he uncovers that not just these 3 women but many others have been murdered in the same way. These victims were mostly sex workers connected to the Shipyard Club. On the other hand, Helena visits the Shipyard Club herself to investigate her daughter's death. Although she doesn't find anything substantial, Khazar's men follow her. While trying to escape, Helena meets with an accident. Meanwhile, Bliss tracks down Monica's boyfriend, who had been hiding from Khazar. Bliss asks him, "Why are you hiding from Khazar?" The boyfriend replies, "Khazar is dangerous. He will kill me." Bliss assures him, "You can be our witness. We will protect you." But before Bliss can take the boyfriend into protective custody, Spider, the corrupt officer who had leaked Monica's complaint to Khazar, arrives and shoots the boyfriend dead. Bliss, shocked and furious, yells at Spider, "Why did you do this? He was our last hope to get to Khazar." Spider says nothing and leaves silently. In the next scene, Helena confronts her husband Roman. She asks, "How long have you been working for Khazar?" Roman, with a heavy heart, responds, "I didn't work for Khazar by choice. I was forced to because I was trying to protect Monica from him." Roman explains, "A week before Monica's murder, Khazar contacted me. He had some compromising photos of Monica and threatened to leak them if I didn't cooperate. He made me set up shell companies to help him launder his dirty money. I have a pen drive with all the details of his illegal operations. Give this to Bliss. Maybe this will bring some justice for Monica." Bliss uses the pen drive as evidence to strengthen his case against Khazar. He quickly sets out to arrest him. Though Khazar is arrested, Bliss still lacks solid proof that Khazar is Monica's killer. Bliss and his team search Khazar's hideouts but find nothing significant. However, Bliss recalls that during their first encounter, Khazar was wearing a unique bracelet. Acting on a hunch, he retrieves the bracelet and sends it for forensic testing. The forensic report reveals something shocking. The bracelet contains faint lip impressions from the murdered women. This strongly suggests Khazar's involvement in their deaths. However, no biological evidence links the bracelet to Monica specifically, leaving doubt about whether Khazar is her actual killer. Nonetheless, the existing evidence is enough to send Khazar to prison. Many believe the real killer has been caught, but Bliss remains doubtful, especially since Khazar keeps insisting he didn't kill Monica. Meanwhile, Helena, still grieving, takes a break and decides to go on a vacation. Unknown to Bliss, Helena has a deeper connection to the case. She had a personal relationship with Dub Ella, the forensic officer, and Monica was aware of this. Helena and Dub Ella go on a trip together, where they meet Mario, Dub Ella's estranged son. Mario doesn't have a good relationship with his father but tries to mend it. During this time, Mario tells Dub Ella, "I know you've been sharing everything with Aunt Helena." This statement surprises both Helena and Dub Ella, hinting that there might be secrets Mario knows. Helena, suspicious, begins her own quiet investigation. During this, she stumbles upon Monica's ruby ring, the very one she had asked Bliss about earlier. Around the same time, Bliss recalls seeing the ruby ring on Mario's hand when he had visited Dub Ella's house. This realization shakes Bliss to his core. It means Khazar was telling the truth. He didn't kill Monica. Someone else did, and that someone might be much closer than anyone suspected. The story is far from over, as Bliss begins to uncover layers of betrayal and secrets that will change everything. At the end, Brisky reaches the resort where Helena and Dubyala are staying. He knows Helena is in danger. Meanwhile, Dubyala realizes Helena has discovered his secret, so he knocks her unconscious and locks her up. When Helena wakes up, she asks Dubyala, "Why did you do this?" What's going on at this point? Dubyala decides to tell the truth. He says, "The day Monica died, I was here with my son Mario, hiding from Khazar. That evening, Monica and Mario spent time together and grew close. But when Monica didn't agree to be intimate with Mario, he got angry and accidentally killed her in a fit of rage." Dubyala continues, "Mario called me and told me everything. I panicked and decided to protect my son. To cover up the murder, I made it look like part of Khazar's killings. Mario decided many times to surrender to the police, but I stopped him. Helena, who knows the pain of losing a child better than you? But in the end, Mario let you know the truth by leaving Monica's ring on the table. I did it to save Mario, but now I see how wrong I was. I made a terrible mistake." Feeling guilty, Dubyala ends his own life in front of Helena. Brisky arrives just in time to rescue Helena. By now, he has figured out the truth. Monica's real killer was her own friend Mario. At the end of the movie, we see Mario going to the police station and surrendering himself to the police. This is how the story ends. It's a thrilling tale with a strong message. No matter how much you want to fix things, the world might not let you. Monica's story teaches us this harsh truth. How did you like this story? Share your thoughts in the comments below. That's all for this video. See you soon with another amazing story. Thank you for watching.